What up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table. Happy Friday, everyone. Enjoying this beautiful weather, at least out here in California. But without further ado, I wanted to talk about something that I've observed over the years that seems to occur more regularly in relationships once the people have children. Now, I don't know how everyone was raised, but I was raised in a way that my mother made us understand that my father was more important than us. Now, some may be saying, how so? She told you guys that? Yeah, she did. He was very direct about letting us know that my father was the priority. He stood in a position of irreplaceability. You know, he was the father, she was the mother, we were the children. Why is that important? It's important because I see that modern day women do not have the outlook on men as someone of my mother's generation, because how women view men now when it comes to when they have children is very interesting to me. It's almost like the man takes it takes a back seat to the children he created with you. And I'm here to tell you, ladies, that is completely and utterly backwards. That's wrong. I think that if women knew that they were going to potentially lose out on their children in the event that they decide to divorce their husbands, they would be less likely to leave. And why can I say that? Well, because as we all know, current day, most divorces, I believe at about 80%, are filed by women. The divorce rate is over 50%. And women are just not sticking around. You know, they have this convinced notion that they can, hook up, get married, have a child or a few children, and then somewhere in there break up and get back here on the dating market and do it all over again. Now, my issue with this mainly is that the value that is transferred almost. Like, your child is your child, but your man, your husband, I know I said earlier in this broadcast that it's about maybe just the marriage. Not necessarily. It's anybody that you choose to have children with. I think that if women were to lose their children or lose the ability to have maybe the same legal rights to those children in the event that they decide not to be with the father, that they would be less likely to move, less likely to break up a household. My boy Kevin Samuels, I believe it was about a week ago, started calling women home wreckers, which I actually like the term because it makes a lot of sense. The homes are being broken up by the choices that women are making, being the mothers of these children. Now, I know people might say, well, the treatment that she was getting or the disrespect, all of that is irrelevant. From the standpoint that it was interesting that you at some point found value in this man, so much so that you allowed him to shoot up the club and impregnate you. So that means to me that he had a certain level of value to you. Because what woman would voluntarily lie down and create a life with a man that she sees no value in? And if that's the case, then you have bigger issues than I thought, if you would allow just anybody to impregnate you. But that'll be another broadcast for another time. Well, I want to stay on topic. It is concerning to me that you can transfer the value of the man to the children to place the children in a more valuable position than the man that you had created life with. And I'm here to tell you, ladies, that that's a remedy and a recipe for disaster. If you're going to engage with a man, and you're definitely going to have children with this man, you need to have the mindset that that man is always going to have a valuable position. And that position is not just monetary. That position is tied to the biology, to the future, to the development of those children that you guys decide to have together. And if you are going to be the one that decides to create life with this man and have these children with this man, in whatever capacity that you decide to remain a mother and allow him to be a father figure, the parent of that child, it needs to be handled different. I don't like knowing that women can completely dismiss the man and put him on a probationary period or a performance review period. What do you mean by that, Daniel? When he's not doing what you think he should do, now you're going to try to hold his children that he created with you from him. and then demand and request that he pays for the livelihood of these children based on how you feel, based on what you think. It's craziness. So this is something that I wanted to touch on very briefly, to say that, ladies, get it together. You know, if you are going to have children, you need to make sure that before you create these lives, you really understand what you're doing. That man is always going to be more important than those children. Always. In any capacity that he lives in your life. Because you're going to be tied to him whether you remarry, whether you move down the road, you're going to be tied to him. You cannot, the kids do not out-position that man. His position is always solidified. Just like you having your children keeps you in a position of solidarity. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. This is Daniel Rucker with True Table. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I'm going to continue to bring you more content. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. That's true_table on IG. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.